I only watched this movie once this week, and so I when you said we were going to record tonight, I was driving home from my family's house and realized I don't remember anything that happened in this movie. I have to watch like a quick 20-minute refresher of what happened.
Oh, it is such a slog. Oh, I mean, I was so ready to enjoy it more, and I think not include the origin of Conan and be like, okay, like it's an adventure, one of his many adventures. But it seems his adventures get cut short by this jaunt, because there is no third adventure until, what, 30 years in the future?
Yeah, and that's a reboot. That was an attempt to restart the franchise.
I will say I'm interested in seeing that one, but we'll stick to this one and see what happens.
Yeah. I was hoping to see if they had a rating for the movie, because I can't remember if it was PG or R. Because PG-13, it is PG. Wow. PG-13 came about like 3 weeks after this movie came out, and it was specifically for Temple of Doom. And so this movie, they were like, we've got too much of a young audience. We can't have another R-rated movie, so we've got to tone it down to a PG rating.
The first one was R?
The first one was R. The first one was a hard R. But there's boobs and blood everywhere.
Yeah, like I can see that. I just my brain didn't think about ratings for a minute. I don't think.
Yeah. First one was, I think, almost an NC-17, which would have meant no theatrical release. So it had to be cut down and edited. And then the second one, marketing, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot to talk about for this second one. So let's do it, shall we? Welcome to Potato Chip Pictures, the movie franchise review podcast. My name is B. Sammy Davis.
Hello again, I'm Justin.
And today we are looking at the second Conan movie, Conan the Destroyer from 1984. And of course, still starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, but also starring... why do I always forget her name?
So many different people.
Grace Jones. Grace Jones was the big name I wanted to remember because we saw her in A View to a Kill.
Not Wilt Chamberlain?
He's all right in it.
Oh, he's horrible.
He's all right.
But Grace, I think she matches what she did in James Bond. So it's good to see her.
She's definitely got a character, and it plays well. There's also another big star in this movie, and I found it out today. This movie also has Andre the Giant.
Oh, which
in a giant rubber costume.
Oh, okay. Oh, is he the mirror dimension one?
Nope, he's the final monster.
Oh,
we don't see an inch of Andre the Giant's skin. It is all costume, but that is Andre the Giant underneath all of that latex. And that blows my mind because I'm pretty sure he had just done The Princess Bride, so it's not like he was a nobody. Like, he is Andre the Giant. He is a big name.
I wonder if it was like on the posters and stuff, because that tracks. The fact that like Grace Jones was from Bond, like, okay, that's just a casting decision. But then the fact that I eventually recognized that it was a basketball player, I'm like, is this like Space Jam where we got like the popular people of the era and let's put them in a movie?
I mean, I don't know when Enter the Dragon happened, but I know that Wilt Chamberlain was in that movie as well as one of the kung fu bosses. Uh, so he was a rising star during this time period. I don't know if he ever really made it as an actor, but I'll be honest, I throw some facial hair on him, and I didn't realize he was basketball star Wilt
Yeah.
Chamberlain. I thought he was just a really tall actor
I
in
didn't
the movie.
even think about it until they had to jump in some water and he comes out and he's just got the lankiest legs and it's
Yes.
like, oh, wait, so your tunic was like giving you the impression of like a beefier dude like Arnold, but nope, you're a basketball player.
Yep, they definitely padded his costume to make him look as wide as Arnold, but he towers over Arnold in
Yeah.
terms of height, and that was the real reason they cast him. Was
100%.
they were like, Arnold is a big dude, like he is a tall person. I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", but he's a tall person. In he's also wide and muscular, especially in the early to mid '80s. And then you've got Wilt Chamberlain, who's like 7 feet tall and makes Arnold look like a child next to him. So, I don't know if I said the year 1984.
No,
We've got
derailed.
yeah, sorry. That's the year I was born, 1984. So
Nice.
this movie came out when I was born. And if it gets cut from the intro, this was also the year that the PG-13 rating came out, but it came out weeks after this movie came out. This probably would have done well with a PG-13 rating. It just didn't exist yet. So, sorry. Also, last movie was directed by John Milius, and he is widely credited as being the visual guide and the idea man for what Conan was supposed to be cinematically. But he had another movie in 1984, and the producers didn't want to wait. They were like, we had a minor hit, and we've got a franchise.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep going. And they cast the director Richard Fleischer, who had a wildly different view of how things should go.
I think it's maybe it didn't seem apparent to me because I was mostly focused on like, oh, the set and everything, like the locations and such seemed to match, but yeah, I can see how the direction and such maybe changed.
Mm-hmm. I cannot remember the name of it, but there was this older comic series about a barbarian. But it was a comedic series, and I kind of get the impression that that's what this movie was aiming for. They still wanted it to be Conan the Barbarian, but they thought they had a younger audience, and so they wanted it to be a bit more slapstick, and with a wider appeal. And I don't know, some days I'm like, it works. Other days I'm like, they lost the magic.
Yeah, I would lean more towards losing the magic. It's an awkward movie.
Yes.
And then blow a hole in the side of it when we get to the plots and stuff. So, I don't know if there's any more information on how well it did.
Yeah, I'll finish it off. I keep getting sidetracked. Written by Stanley Mann, story by Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway. It had a budget of $18 million, which is $2 million less than Conan the Barbarian, so they pulled back on the budget. Last one returned $79.1 million. This one returned $61.1 million. So it did not do well at all.
Was it up against a different set of films that are historic?
Like, I'm sitting here trying to think what was happening in 1984 around the same time, and the biggest movie was weeks away, and that was the second Indiana Jones movie. So I don't know if it had big box office competition next to it at that time. I haven't heard that as a reason why it did as poorly as it did. Most people point to it being a PG movie and trying to shift to a younger audience. And they say that is what messed it up.
I mean, just barely. There's still ripping horns off of demigods and stuff that was like, whoa.
Well, that's like ripping limbs off of orcs. That's A-okay for children.
Yeah. It's a confusing era, and also we are now in 2025, so I'm perfectly capable of saying, no, I don't like this. No, I don't like this.
I came away liking it more than Conan the Barbarian, but then as I've thought about it more frequently, I don't like it as well. I don't like it more than Conan the Barbarian, but the one thing I'm going to say as my top-down view is I like that this movie actually has a plot. Like that we know what the story is going for, and we can follow it from beginning, middle, and end. It's not like an adventure where things just happen and that becomes the plot.
Yeah. I do think it drops us into the plot at an okay speed. Like Conan is just there at the beginning of the opening, and we get ambushed, and then we get introduced to my least favorite character. I don't even know if we get his name.
But we do. Malik.
He is... So, to separate the character and the actor, this actor is in... I'm positive I've seen him in so many other places in the 80s, acting the same way as this kind of like cowardly sidekick that kind of just tags along and gives quips to be a coward, like, and it's my least favorite trope from these movies.
He's got a distinctive voice. He usually plays villainous characters, especially in cartoons, where he can have kind of a sleazy voice where he's like, I don't know what's happening. And it doesn't work so well when you're talking about an adventuring party and you're thinking about great heroes. But really, I was more upset that we got rid of the thief from
Subotai?
The last movie. Yeah. I liked him so much better than this new guy.
Yeah, this character is the worst. Reading, this is Tracy Walter, appeared in more than 170 film and television roles. He's everywhere.
No slouch.
I have no idea where I've noticed him from, but man, he's
you've
everywhere.
Definitely heard him as a voice actor because he's in so many cartoons.
He's the cook in City Slickers.
Yeah, and he was one of, if not many, different villains and henchmen in Batman the Animated Series. He was all throughout my childhood, but mostly as a voice actor. It's kind of weird to suddenly have a face for that voice.
The character gets worse I don't like later, the character. So I'm like, no, yeah, like this is my least favorite thing. Subotai would have been a thief without being a creep. So I'm like, whoever wrote this in, you made a misstep because this sucks.
Yeah, I'm glad that they changed the character's name. And so it's not like we just had a totally different casting of Subotai, but
yeah.
I do dislike the new character, the new ally. And then I'm going to say the other thing that I do like, and this is kind of skipping ahead a little bit, but I do like building an adventuring party.
Yeah.
But before we get to building the adventuring party, I guess we should at least lay down the first scene that is so weird.
Yeah. And like we've been talking about the people in it. So it's Conan and Malik, and they apparently have been thieving, because apparently that's what they are, is a thieving party.
I guess.
The guy references that, oh, the merchant must not have liked what we stole. We didn't steal everything. It's like, but Conan's a thief? I'm confused. He's a barbarian.
He was a thief at the beginning of the last movie. Maybe they're just saying that's what he falls back to whenever he gets bored.
Yeah, he doesn't have any, what do you call it, profession to help. Although I feel like if you're a barbarian, that's basically you're for hire. Like, go be a barbarian. But yeah, the whole ambush and fight leading to a job offer is confusing, because why are you trying to kill him if you just want to talk to
him? It is so weird, but at the same time it is, I go back and forth. For the most part, I'm like, I don't like it, because why is he just fighting out of the blue? Why is he sitting the way he's sitting? He's clearly expecting a fight, but then when the fight shows up, he's surprised and scared. And then we're back to dumb Conan, because he's so confused for most of the beginning of this movie. And I'm like, I thought you were well written, or well read, rather.
Something.
I thought you were studied in philosophy, and you're just so confused all the time.
Yeah.
But we get to meet the queen, and
evil queen.
And we get the story to start.
I'm okay with us finding out that she's got bad intentions for Conan, just kind of using him to get something. But it's also like, well, they're following some sort of fated prophecy for her niece, I think she said, or I don't think it was her daughter. But the prophecy doesn't say that, Conan's actually going to make a mess of your stuff. Like, good. You stopped a little short in explaining what's going to happen, because they want to bring Dagoth back, which I did not connect to this statue that they have. Like, I kind of connected that, like, that's a reference of who I assume the god that they're bringing back is, but I didn't link up that the forehead is missing a horn, and that horn is what she's been talking about them going to get, and only her niece can touch the horn. And man, if I wasn't getting just a little, like, innuendos stuck in all of that plot, like, my niece can get this thing and no other person, and like, it's just, everything's starting to feel a little bit odd. Like, why? So you need Conan because he can escort her there, and she can get it, but it gets awkward when the niece starts talking about trying to find, like, how to show interest in a man, and it's like, oh, what is going on? Just, like, be an adventuring party and go get the thing. We don't need a subplot with Conan, which I kind of dig, that he's so focused on his own kingdom. He's like, whatever. I don't want to have your kingdom or anything to do with you. Is it because he's dumb, or?
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting. I do really love the building of the party. I love when Grace Jones gets into the movie, and believe it or not, like, as awkward as that scene is, because they're making her sound like she is a literal child, I do love what Grace Jones says. I don't even know the character's name. I'm gonna keep calling her
Zula.
Grace Jones. Zula, that's right. When Zula's like, if I find a man I like, I take him. I was like, yeah, get it, girl.
Yeah, that was at least a different perspective. I was kind of hoping, like, a great twist from Jenna, the niece, asking about men, would be if she's actually falling for Wilt Chamberlain and be like, actually, not this barbarian, like this guy that's been protecting me my whole life.
Yeah, I'm just trying to build up the courage to talk to the guy. And that, would have at least allowed Bombada to be redeemed and maybe even part of the
Yeah.
hero team
I
later
thought
in
he
the
was
movie.
redeeming himself partway through the movie. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
he is betraying
Yeah.
Conan? Come on.
Because he fully rescues Conan at one point when he could
Yeah.
have saved him. But I think it's because he doesn't have the horn yet. Like they get the gem first, and the gem gives them access to the horn. And so I don't think the betrayal is supposed to happen until the horn. But then again, the guard shows up after they get the gem. Uh, uh,
It's it it ticks all the boxes of a D&D adventure. So it's
yes.
safe to say that it's about as well plotted as a improv adventure can be.
Yeah, it's mostly about, where to space out the encounters versus the
Mm-hmm.
puzzles.
Yeah.
Even if they don't always make sense, you don't want your players to get bored. You don't want your Conan to get bored. So you throw in some combat. Um, well, after our party is assembled, and let's go ahead and shout out the last member of our party, which of course is
Oh, Akira.
Akiro the wizard. And this
Yeah.
time, he's actually a useful member of the team.
For the most part.
I
Yeah.
I like him in this movie. I feel like Akiro got a major upgrade from the last movie.
I mean, I don't love the hand motions and grunting to be his wizard power, but I feel like you don't have very much to go on in 1984 to make wizard
Yeah.
powers look like something.
Can't do a lot with special effects, especially if you're pulling back on the budget. But we got more screen time with him, and he was part of the action, as opposed to the last movie where he's kind of comedic. And the one thing he's supposed to do, where he's supposed to appease the spirits, he runs away.
Yeah. Yeah. He's contributing. I think he gets rescued at a very opportune moment.
Yes.
The more that I talk about
I
each
like
scene,
the cannibals.
the more it feels like a impromptu D&D session. Like, okay, we got to pick him up. Okay, we got Grace Jones kind of felt okay.
This isn't your normal session 0. Like, yeah, we're going to explain the rules and stuff, but we're also going to get the party together. So we are going to kind of jump through to every individual thing, but everybody's going to, meet that way when we do our real session 1, which is us going to the ice palace in the middle of the lake. We'll have our whole party together.
We will be ready.
Yeah.
And we can begin and get through all of our checks.
I still don't like the cartoon monsters. They were cartoon spirits in the last movie. It's a cartoon dragon bird thing.
Yeah.
I'm glad they're consistent, and I'm glad it's the same type of magic for both movies. Rotoscoping, when you're just coloring over the shot frames, of course you can line it up. So I was about to compliment it for looking like it lined up really well, but you have no excuse if you're coloring over the footage. Like, it's always going to line up perfectly.
Yeah.
I just don't. I didn't like the bird, and frankly, I didn't like the ice palace.
Yeah, I think I liked the castle of the evil queen better. I think there was less awkward mirror type stuff. Like the whole Conan gets in a fight with some monster in a mirror room, and it all kind of looks very like TV movie, like just not great. Where the evil queen's palace kind of looks like stone and work and workmanship, and it
looks like a movie.
Yeah, it doesn't look weird. So at least the ice palace is somewhat short, which can't really say for most of the other scenes in this movie.
I feel like the mirror fight drags this movie down to a crawl. and it feels like the fight with the mirror monster. It takes, I'm sure it only takes like 10 minutes tops, but it feels like it takes an hour. It
From beginning
just
to end. Yeah.
drags on.
It's not the last fight scene that's going to feel like that. My goodness.
There are other ones that are not so great, but this one was the first time where I was like, after he sliced through, I want to say 2 mirrors, I was like, okay, we get the concept. Surely they're going to be done. No, we had to slice through every single mirror.
I mean, at least we get the Conan spinning around the camera meme. I was like, oh, I've seen Arnold be spun around like the Titanic shot. That's funny.
It's that, admittedly, that's a pretty good shot. And muscle bound Arnold is always going to look good on camera. It's just not my favorite fight, not my favorite resolution where like he decides to throw his sword through the last mirror.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you now have to throw? Like, if you're worried that one mirror has your friends and the other one has the wizard,
just go gently.
Keep slashing. Like, chop at one of them. If there's a wizard behind it, go kill the wizard. If it's your friends behind it, go kill the other mirror.
Yeah. It's, I can't figure out how to defend what is the reasoning beyond all this. I think maybe the fight directly after the Ice Palace, where he's not being betrayed by Wilt Chamberlain, but some other elite guard.
Yeah,
Arnold
still the Queen's Guard, just
Yeah.
not Bombada.
Arnold gets to throw down 3 muscle poses in a row in the midpoint of the fight. And it's like,
oh yeah,
it's like Dragon Ball Z when, get to charge up to their final form, and now he's going to beat your character.
I kind of find it hilarious how many Mr. Universe poses get struck in this movie. And admittedly, this is right after he's, done being Mr. Universe. He's been doing that for 5 to 10 years. And now he's moving into acting full time. But I'm sure that he's still like, oh, I could also like bring my arms together so that you see my big arms and then they come together and I got my big chest. I don't know. It's fine. It's a fine betrayal that leads us comfortably to our next big set piece, which is better than the Ice Palace. I like this one better.
Yeah. The fights just all kind of drag on.
Yeah.
She gets the diamond. They need the diamond to go to some other place to get the horn. The horn needs to get back to the evil queen for Cthulhu to show up.
A peer of Cthulhu.
An elder god.
Yeah. Just someone else's fan favorite elder god.
Yeah.
I do like, I'm going to call it the Serpent Palace because I don't know if the place gets a name, but I do like the cult members that show up and they're just like, look, we've been watching this prophecy. We just kind of want to see what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is cool. And then they're like, we fight.
No. Oh.
Yeah. I was like, why are we fighting?
It's failing your charisma check and being like, actually, we got to fight about this. Sorry.
Oh, it's so funny. Like, it probably shouldn't be funny, but it's a highlight to me for how funny it is that in my head, like when the cultists showed up, I was like, all right, so they're just going to follow along and just kind of hang out. Nope, we're going to fight them immediately for no reason whatsoever.
They felt like that other protector group in The Mummy with Brendan Fraser, where they're just keeping an eye on the mummy, and it's like, oh, I can get behind that idea of they're just hanging out, making sure everything's going okay. But yeah, the adventuring party just wants to fight. If
And
we're
we get a
there
wizard
already,
battle.
though, yeah, we kind of skip over Conan being super dumb and super drunk, and
oh yeah,
assault by our creepy dude. Man, is that awkward, and man, is this just kill my rating because it's like, ugh. This is so bad.
Spoiled the moment. He probably could have gotten some smooches from Zula, but he didn't read the situation and he went too far too fast. Like, gotta read the room, my dude.
Yeah.
But drunk Conan, it's a little funny. It's not a highlight by any means, but it's a little funny.
Yeah, it's all of the of they're not quite to that other snake palace, and creepy dude gets started on a vague as can be birds and bee conversation with this apparently 14-year-old actress who's playing the niece that apparently to be sacrificed by the evil queen has to stay a virgin. I'm like, this is all just not helping you guys.
Oh man. One thing to point out about Princess Jenna is she is always wearing low-cut dresses, and you can see her chest, particularly in the middle, and there is never a scar until we get to the Snake Palace.
Until we need to know that there's a scar.
Yeah. When they tell us the prophecy of the scar, suddenly we cut to Jenna, who now has a cleavage scar. And it's going to go away as soon as we're done with the Snake Palace. Like, they've just remembered it for this scene and for no other part of the movie.
Yeah. I think I barely recognized that happening.
Oh, man. I caught it so fast. I was... Like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't notice that before. Well, maybe I'm the crazy person. I'll just pay attention as we go on. And then I was like, it's never here. It was never here until this one scene.
Oh, well, I mean, we've made it back to the Snake Palace. Yeah. I don't remember where they put the diamond.
It was in... I'm calling it a snake palace because it was in some kind of snake statue thing.
Yeah.
And when they put the diamond in its place, that activated the mechanism for lifting the head. They get the horn, and then they meet the cultists. And then they fight and go back to the head, where they decide to escape. But we get our wizard fight, which is what I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah, go ahead with that because it's so silly to me.
And okay. I agree that it is silly, but I feel like they, as actors, they sold it. They actually showed me two wizards fighting, and they didn't need to use their cartoon spirits that they've been using before. Mm-hmm. They just did it with facial expressions and with reactions. And so for me, I liked it because I was like, all right, this is very old school. This is almost like what you would watch on stage. I feel like we're watching real actors doing real acting as opposed to any time that we supplement it with cartoons. And I think if they had like pink and purple cartoons fighting each other in the middle, I think that would have detracted so much.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Not what we're trying to see. And all of Akiro's wizardry has been mostly invisible up to this point, so makes sense. There's just a lot of grunting. Oh, and our creeper dude has to swallow some more gems. Apparently that's his go-to for keeping things safe. I can't put it in a bag.
Completely blocked that from my mind. because he swallows gems at the beginning of the movie, and now he's swallowing gems here in the Snake Palace.
It's to be fine.
And the second time around, I was like, "How? Like, are you planning on fishing through your
put
stuff
it in a
when
bag,
you're done?
man.
Like,
Just put it in your backpack. Yeah.
Oh, because there aren't like latex gloves in this time period, and you don't seem to be the glove type of person.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's his thing. He likes to swallow jewels. We see it happen twice.
Yeah.
It's weak, but we get I guess technically this is not technically. This is the betrayal of Bombada. We finally get him to
there.
turncoat.
I do things that I do enjoy before we get to his betrayal are all the fire inside of that place guarding the horn, I guess, but only she can get to the horn.
Yeah, a lot of people criticize that particular scene, but I'm going to back you up. I think it looks pretty good for 1984.
For fire, I'm like, yeah. Doesn't look bad.
I think it's effective. I think it works. I like it.
The story is ridiculous. Yes, we're in Conan universe, but I think effects and set team have done a fantastic job in this movie. Except the mirrors. Don't love the mirrors. So far, everything else, it looks like Temple of Doom set, which is period appropriate. Yeah.
I think visually speaking, when I think about Conan, I think more about the scenes from this movie than the previous one.
Yeah.
I think this one has far more distinctive a visual signature than the previous movie, which really just had a topless Arnold Schwarzenegger as its visual signature.
Yeah, I'm trying to recall from the witch's place to like the booby trap place. I'm not sure where things really happen. They just open plains and rocks and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't even.
Just
and that
a
was
lot of outdoors.
That was our last movie. Oops.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I feel like this one did a much better job of having distinctive sets that looked pretty cool.
Yeah. At this point, my best pieces would be thinking that Conan has a rather low intelligence, and they start fighting, and they have to make their getaway back through the fireplace. Wizard fight. I do love that in the first movie, Conan kind of did it here and there. I think there's maybe 3 places in this movie that Conan says "Crom" with an exclamation point to be like, "Dang it, crap!"
Yeah,
and I love it.
He says it all over the last one, and this one it is definitely his favorite expletive. I do like "Crom."
Yeah, I'm like, I kind of want to take that now because it's ridiculous. Yes. It would make no sense except to a couple of people that may remember Conan.
I give you permission. Do it. I say go for it. Make that your thing.
Oh, boy. Wizard fight, but they get the stuff out and they just... Oh, because they escape and Malik doesn't want to go back to the queen because we're about to get betrayed and like all the cultists are coming back out, so Malik decides to go with them. Almost every single thing that Malik does makes me upset.
The first betrayal is Bombada collapsing the cave, to slow them down, but Arnold just muscles his way through the rocks. Like, he doesn't really like move them away. He just kind of slides inside and uses his mass to push them through and just away.
Easy, you know,
because everybody else escapes. And then you're right. They're all like, we're going to go to the queen. And Malik's like, no, we're thieves. Let's go steal something else. Let's go away. And then the cultists show up and Malik decides to go ride with Arnold and Zula again. And Akiro. I can't forget Akiro. But I kind of had wanted Malik to go his own way. I know he wouldn't. I know that even if he went his own way, he would have come back at the end of the movie to save the day. So fine, he's going to join here. But it would have been nice to be rid of Malik.
It really would have. I don't know that he contributes much except being congratulated, promoted for being the fool. Like, I just don't like the character. It is a waste of Subotai's spot. Someone competent that wants to be, I felt like, for lack of a better term, loyalty among thieves in the first one kind of really matched the adventuring party. Here we got Bombada, who's betraying Conan, and Malik, who's been with him at the beginning, just kind of, not wanting to go into danger. Like, Akiro and Zula are what I want, and I don't want the other ones.
Yeah, like Malik is such an odd one out compared to Zula and Akiro being such capable adventurers to go with Conan. You've got the fighter with Zula, the wizard with Akiro, and then you just got the wasted party member with Malik. Like, couldn't even get a healer in his place.
Yeah, it is. I want to forget about him, essentially. Because the evil queen, throne room, and bad guy is like the entire third act and is not the worst.
I'm going to say it's legitimately good. I think the final act of this movie is probably the highlight. The very end goes back to Stinksville, but the throne room and the transformation and the fight, all of that is probably where I'm like, this movie is at its best. It has finally become a Conan movie that I'm having fun watching.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I think first two acts are just so slow, and the fights that happen are just like not as exciting. They're moments to show off our main character's muscles, maybe not fighting prowess. And like, okay, if that's the point of the movie, okay, but I want it to have more different points.
Well, you're not alone in that, because that was one of the complaints that Arnold had. And I wonder where these scenes were shot, because I feel like this throne room, we get probably the best performance out of Arnold for the whole movie. Like, he looks like he's actually into the fight and he's into the character again. But for so much of this movie, he's just kind of slowly getting into position and posing, and slowly moving somewhere else and posing. And one of the complaints that he had during the making of the movie is that it started as a serious sequel that was going to be following up the last one. And by the end of filming, it felt like a children's movie, and he was just dissatisfied with what the production had become by the end of it. So that's why I'm like, I wonder if they shot this early, when he was still into it.
I think the children's movie aspect may most be apparent in the hallway when they're trying to distract some guards and kind of just toss rocks at them, sneak around and yell at them. And it's like, this could probably have been cut, and they would still make it to the room so Arnold can fight Bombada.
Yep. An uncredited Andre the Giant. I like the tension. I like that during the ritual, we get reminded like 5 times that Jenna is going to be killed as soon as this elder god wakes up. And that ended up working on me. I was like, oh man, Jenna, you're in danger, girl.
I expected them to actually maybe succeed. Like,
same. And I had seen this movie before, and I was like, oh no, like, I wonder if she's gonna get killed, and then like the elder god shows up.
yeah.
But as you can tell by our voices, no, she does not get killed.
She doesn't. She's
Conan
supposed to. Grace, I would say, actually saves her.
Oh, that's right. It is Zula who rescues.
She hucks a javelin like, I don't know, half a football field and totally takes out the main dude.
A mile away.
Pretty exciting. I think that was probably my favorite part. It comes like 60 seconds before this extraterrestrial monster god appears and starts fighting. It is so jarring to, like, I'm curious if there's any sort of I don't know, monster, what do you call it, the cryptids, if there's any sort of analogy or what do you call it?
I don't know if there is anything, or if this is just a completely original creation
right.
for this movie, because when we're talking mythology from the Stone Age, you can use so many of these things and it's fine, but I don't know if they did. I genuinely think that their god, I forget the name of it.
Dagoth.
I think it was a creation for this movie.
I think I kind of love it for the insanity of, well, all of these people in black, evil. Like, I took a screenshot of the main priest's staff, and it's like a cyclops with a horn and busted up teeth. It feels like it matches what these people were worshiping and trying to bring back. So A+ for me on surprising me.
I was going to say, when Dagoth melts and turns into the monster, I love it. I genuinely love it. I've always loved it. I've always loved the Dagoth fight, and I probably shouldn't. It's not that great, but it is, and I like it.
The fight may be a little awkward, but man, the big bad showing up and being basically a monster that is indescribable matches what I think I would want a big bad for Conan to be. Like, sure, he doesn't have magic really to beat it with, but it looks intimidating.
Yeah, and Conan doesn't need magic. He just needs his might.
Yep.
That's his magic ability.
Or the steel.
Getting his muscles. Yeah.
Riddle of steel. Nowhere to be found in this movie.
Yep, not even once. And crushing your enemies, not even once. That is all from the first movie. But I know I've said it a couple of times now, but I'm going to say it one last time. The man inside the giant Dagoth rubber costume was Andre the Giant. Oh my gosh, that blows my mind.
Yeah.
He wasn't credited, but it is well known that he was the one in the suit.
Well, I mean, he probably was. I mean, that probably helped because it sells the mass of this creature.
He's so much bigger than Arnold.
Yeah. I think what I'll remember from this movie is that the monster was an elder god, and it kind of worked for the creepy, evil organization that Conan's trying to help for. I think we did kind of skip over the motivation of Conan. He's stuck with it through this whole thing, which is admirable. He wants his own kingdom. He wants his own queen, and he was hoping that this quest would get him back Valeria. And
we skipped over it entirely, but that is exactly why he went on this quest. The queen lied to him, saying that if he went on this quest, she would revive his dead girlfriend and bring her back. And I just completely forgot. Completely forgot that was the reason we went on this journey.
Well, it kind of throws me in the end where this new queen, presumably she's going to have to redo whatever religion they're pushing in their place, asks Zula to be her captain of the guard, but Zula checks in with Conan by looking at it and be like, yes. Is that okay? And
oh man, this is awkward.
So awkward.
Oh boy.
That's where I think it's maybe somewhat of a nod to the loyalty of the crew in the first movie, but aside Akira and Zula, like those are the two that I feel like actually paid their loyalty to him. But all three of them, including the fool, defer to Conan to be like, oh, can I? Like, but
can I be a part of this group? Can I do it? And he approves of all three of them, but he will not take the 14-year-old to be his bride. He will not take the 14-year-old to be his queen and this his kingdom. He is given the kingdom he was promised, and he's going to be like, no, I'm going to leave and find my own kingdom. It's like, homie, you found it. Here it is. We got it for you.
I mean, good on Conan for not being with the 14-year-old, but that seems like
that part I'm fine with. But the kingdom part, I'm like, come on, like. But yes, he does say no to a child.
I will say that
that works.
It matches with the epilogue narration. Being like, oh, this is just one of the adventures he had. We'll have more, maybe.
Oh, and that's where I get annoyed to no end.
Unfortunately.
Because the last one promised that this one was going to be the story of how he became the emperor, how he became a conqueror. And this movie, he's still just a nobody out in the wilderness. And we're promised again at the end of the movie that next time, we promise you next time he's going to have a crown on his head by the end of the movie.
Totally going to happen.
And that didn't happen either.
I think I liked the first movie's end picture better than this one, but I do like the staff sword in this one. I just always dig those giant swords on sticks. Oh, yeah. So cool.
Yeah. Those are a pretty fantastic weapon. So I'm fine with it. And I don't have any thoughts one way or the other about which one I prefer in terms of old man Arnold's. My biggest beef is a promise that the franchise will continue when I know living in the future that it will not.
This one was not better than the first one, so I don't know how they would have convinced me to watch the third one.
Yeah.
But they would have, I
guess. So technically there was a third one, but it's not in the franchise. But it's a movie called Red Sonja, and it focuses on the character of Red Sonja. But Arnold plays either Conan or a Conan-like character. And he hated it so much that he was just done. And so there was then a third Conan movie that was in the works, and it was supposed to be Conan the Conqueror. So we would have Barbarian, Destroyer, Conqueror. And at that point, he was totally done. He was like, no, you guys ruined it with the last one, and then you made me come back for a third movie that sucked. Like, I'm not doing it. But the writer and director were already sold on their own idea, and so it came out as a movie called Kroll the Conqueror. It's not a very good movie, but clearly they changed a lot of it to make it its own thing. But there are some sword and sorcery elements to it that you can be like, yeah, I can see where that would have been a Conan story. And they just kind of changed it a little bit to make a new hero. So if you're desperate for more 1980s style, those are the two movies to look at, but they are not part of the franchise, and that's why we are not going to look at them.
That's good enough reason for me. Not my favorite.
Exactly. Like, I've seen Kroll the Conqueror. It's a really dumb movie. I really didn't like it at all. I wanted to, but I was bored out of my mind. I've never seen Red Sonja. I'm curious. I'd like to see Arnold again to see what he was like. But apparently he hated the movie, so I can't have high expectations.
I mean, it's half and half. It could maybe be all right, but
yeah, maybe it's better than he remembered it being. But on this particular podcast, we're going to talk about ratings versus grades. We do ratings, not grades, and the primary difference is where you find the average. See, in a grade, you would say the average is a 7 out of 10, but that's a 7 out of 10. That's way up high. So we say the average is right in the middle, a 5 out of 10. That doesn't mean the movie is bad. It doesn't mean that we hated the movie. It means it is right in the middle. If it goes below that, that's when we start to get into territory that we didn't enjoy as much. And if it goes above that, we did enjoy it. But with that said, Justin, why don't you tell me on a scale of 1 to 10 what you would give Conan the Destroyer?
I was mostly enjoying it until they got to all of the implied like sexual tension with the 14-year-old and Conan. And it just like I was what do you call it? Suspending my disbelief, because I definitely was thinking the actress was not a minor. And as soon as I looked up to be like, oh, okay, well, Chamberlain's this person. Okay, who's this person? What? She was 14 when they did this. What in the world is going on?
I didn't know that.
I was very surprising, and it was not a help in my rating for this movie. Because we're not in 1984. I understand that's when the movie was made, and it's just not cool. Not how I would like a movie nowadays to tell me that, oh, this person needs to be a virgin, but we're gonna, actually cast a 15-year-old for this, and it's just
her love interest is going to be 12 years older than her.
Yeah, it's so that is a great big negative, and if that is what do you call it? Put a pause on that and look at the movie. It's still lower than the other one at 3 out of 10.
Interesting.
Because I actively dislike the sidekick. The mirror fight and several fights are just so drawn out. I dislike them. If you want to do sword and sorcery, like, I guess the sorcery fight is okay. The sword fights are just primping and not too fun. Like, one adventure, and this is just boring. Like, I can see if it was like, it's a D&D session, sure, like, we're gonna improv our way through defeating this mirror monster, and we luck's into finding it. It's like, well, okay, that's not, doesn't feel nice.
He rolled a natural 1 on his attack roll, which
finds a
just
weakness.
happened to be the best thing that he could do, because by rolling a 1, he accidentally slashed the mirror behind him
Yeah.
and discovered the monster's weakness.
Cool as a session. Sword and board adventure. It was not my favorite. I think 3 is generous. I'm gonna stick with it. I was mostly at 3 already before we started talking, and like we kind of skipped over the grossness of the creep at the fire rest, and like just so many pieces to just make it worse and worse.
I don't remember this fire party that you're talking about.
When Zula and Malik are chatting and he's putting ointment on her wounds.
Oh, that was what I was talking about when I said he didn't read the room. I was like, if he had been a bit more patient and not trying to rush, he could have gotten some smooches.
Maybe, but also just like, I don't like that character at all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like, by virtue of it being him, it's going to be creepy and gross.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm not far off from you. I'm at a 4 out of 10, which is the same that I gave the first movie. And my main reasoning for that is that the two things that I like significantly more than the first movie are that it has an actual plot and it doesn't feel like we're just stumbling into the next story beat. And it has a distinctive visual style that really sticks out and has much more memorable moments.
Yeah.
I think most of the time when I think about Conan, I'm thinking about scenes from this movie, but most of the time when I'm quoting Conan, I'm quoting the previous movie. For those two things that I like a lot, there's so many other things that I don't like. And at one point I was at a 5 with this movie, and then I just kept thinking about some of the things I didn't like, and they just kept sticking out like as things that were really dumb. Like, I'm not a big fan of the mirror fight. We both were not big fans of it. But I'm also not a huge fan of the very beginning fight scene. I feel like for trying to set the tone of this movie, it's already confused right there at the beginning. And I think that's kind of a misstep that we just have to live with for the entirety of this movie, full of missteps. But I don't necessarily think it's worse than the last one, and I definitely don't think it's better than the last one. I'm willing to watch both of them. They both have their own things that are interesting and good, and things that aren't interesting and good. So I think 4 is a fair rating for me. And that gives us the show average of a very easy 3.5 out of 10, which I also think is fair. A lot of people think this movie is significantly worse than the first one. I'm fine with saying it's only a little bit worse than the first one. Like, they're both, to me, they're both on even footing, and I can see the perspective of people saying it's worse.
If you just watch the third act of this movie, it's probably good. It's probably all the adventure that you need, because the fight is not like the Bombada and Conan fight, maybe a little long, but it's a quick beginning.
Yeah.
It's not
it's
the main...
better than most of the other fights they've had in this movie. It doesn't take an hour.
It's not the main villain fight. I totally dig the big monster at the end, like 100%. If it was just that monster showing up in this universe, it kind of feels like an alien species that this religion just picked. Maybe they forgot that it looked this ghastly, but
Yeah, what if the sacrifice had done nothing and it still would have mutated into this alien-looking creature?
Yeah.
Because that's just the way it's always looked, and they've forgotten over time. Yeah, I agree with you. The third act is really good. I do enjoy the assembly of the adventuring party. Obviously minus Malik, but he was there from the beginning of the movie, so he can't bring down the adventuring party.
Yeah.
All right. Well, as I said, we are going to be skipping Red Sonja and Kroll the Conqueror because those are not part of the franchise proper. But if you, the audience, want to know where the franchise had wanted to go, those are the two movies from the 80s that attempted to bring back the franchise and both failed in their own ways. Instead, we're going all the way to 2011, where Jason Momoa becomes Conan the Barbarian. And I didn't even know this movie happened. So this is... Yep, this is going to be a totally new thing for me. Technically, this is part of a failed franchise because they wanted more sequels. And the only one we get is 2011's Conan the Barbarian. And I'm very excited to see it. I want to know if it's as bad as,
I mean, as I don't think it'll be as bad as these ones, but they didn't get a sequel.
I like Jason Momoa. I think he's a very fun actor. I don't think he's a good actor. I think he's good situationally. He was really good in the Minecraft movie that came out last summer. But I really dislike him as Aquaman. I make no secret about that.
True.
Yeah, it's just one of those situations where I think Jason Momoa as an actor, I think he's a charming human being. Every time I've seen him in an interview, I'm like, I imagine he's the type of person that you could have fun with. But whenever I watch him in movies, if it's comedic in nature, he's going to be so good. If it's serious in nature, he's just going to kind of mumble his way through the thing.
Well, I look forward to it too. Yeah, we'll have to see.
Exactly. Alrighty, well, if you would like to help this show, this is the time when we ask you to give us a rating, a review, a like, whatever it is that happens on your pod listening device, or application rather. Whatever they want you to do it for us, and that helps other people discover it. We also have shorts that we publish on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. So if you just want to check out some of the shorts and maybe share those with your friends. But as I'm going to say every single week, the best way to help this show is to share the episodes. If there was someone you know who loved Conan the Destroyer, send this review over to them and have a little conversation afterwards. What did you think? What did they think? You know, just use it as a launching point for discussion, or send it to a friend who you want to start watching franchises with. The point is, send it to someone else, and that helps us out a whole bunch. And if there is a franchise you want us to check out, or if you just want to tell us why our opinions are bad, send us an email at potatochippicturespod@gmail.com. And I can't think of anything else that I usually say. And
seems
so
good.
If you've got nothing, then I guess we will be back for Conan the Barbarian, but that is a story that will be told another time. Goodbye!
Bye.